Opposed? Carried. Okay, and Mr. Swans, did you have a holdout on the J&A agenda? Yes, I do. Go ahead, sir.
I apologize. It's number 130130. Resolution approving the release of funds for replacing the elevator car at Main Street parking ramp. I need to, based on information I've received from
Mr. Swans, can I stop you? That's an F&P matter. Mr. Olson will be taking that up.
you know, I think I'm wearing thin here tonight, but I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so you're gonna have to pick on Mr. Olson for that one. Okay, is there any other holdouts? Okay, okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The balance has been approved. Oh, and by the way, I have a couple announcements before Mr. Olson comes up here. I was stopped today at Train Company by one of the general managers. Apparently on Wednesday, April 3rd, 2013 at 2:53 p.m. an email was sent to all the council members asking if each of the council members would come to the 100-year anniversary, which will be held Tuesday, April 23rd, 2013. And I understand that they have heard nothing back through the email system, so they would appreciate either a yes or a no. If you don't want to email them, you can always give me the message, yes or no, and I'd be glad to forward it. And the second announcement is next Tuesday at 4 o'clock is the old council will meet. Next Tuesday at 4 o'clock, the old council will meet for one final time. And if somebody cannot make that meeting, please notify President Cotter, because we have to have 12 members here to have a quorum. Thank you very much.
Would you turn on Dale Exum's mic?
Thank you, Chairman Olson. Before Chairman Olson begins the F&P, just an announcement and invitation. Tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, down at the Street Department is our annual End of Winter Appreciation Breakfast, and you are all invited. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, Street Department. Thank you very much.
Do we have to report that on our expense account? Okay. First one I'm going to take up is item number 3, and because Mr. Becker wants to leave the chambers for that, resolution directing staff to create tax incremental district number 15, City of La Crosse, Wisconsin. What is the committee's pleasure? I have a motion and a second. Wishing to speak from the 1st District, Andrea Richmond.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I asked this question the other night as well. Why are we making this number 15 if we already had number 15 for the George Street and St. Andrew property going forward with development? Why didn't it come back as like 16 that we talked about? You know, it's like, why is this 15 when we already talked about having 15 as George Street and St. Andrew?
If I may.
Maybe Mr. Kirsch can answer that.
Okay, Mr. Kirsch.
You have to adopt TIF districts in sequential order. TIF 15 has not been presented to the City Council. So that project, as indicated last week, has essentially been kind of put on the back burner since the developers haven't materialized. So if this is going to move forward, this would be TIF 15. So if this project's going to happen sooner than the other project, you have to adopt them in sequential order.
Okay, thank you.
Seeing no further discussion, all in favor say aye. On the board, please. And that passes 14-1 with no vote from district number 1. And Mr. Schwanz, you had hold up?
And quite frankly, thank you for your service
Thank you.
to, as a council member, but also in this important F&P president. You've done a really fine job, Chris. We've got two things. One is just I don't want to take any more time. We're all running short here, but number 16 is this resolution that
I
puts
believe
together.
that's number 11.
No.
Number 11 is a resolution approving the resale of funds for replacing the
No,
elevator car.
Chris, you're not doing a very good job right now.
I'm almost done. This is my last time in the chair.
I know, but I just want to call a council member's attention to number 16 because Thursday night you're going to vote on it. And before you vote on it, you should take a look at what what we're expecting from this consultant. This is the resolution that says we're going to hire somebody to take a look at all our TIFs and then to help the Economic Development Commission with its work in terms of future TIFs, future financial arrangements or whatever. This is really, really important, and I think you'll understand it if you look at the second page, which essentially outlines what it will do. That's just a piece of information. Yes, the next one is number 11, which is this resolution I attempted to get in before, and the modification would be as follows, where it says, now therefore it be resolved the Common Council of the City of La Crosse that it hereby appropriates $47,935 as follows, and it lists several different places. The change would be where it says the 2005 C ban, those are bond anticipation notes, that should be changed to the 2005 C State Trust Fund. Do I have that correct? State Trust Fund Miscellaneous Parking. Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? On the board. This is number 11.
These are the funds for
This is-
replacing the elevator car in the parking.
That passes 16-0. On the main motion, we didn't get it. Can I get a motion for the? As amended.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none on the board. That passes 16-0. Are there any? Mr. Sequist, you had your hand up first.
Thank you very much, the grand and glorious Mr. Olson, and your almost final viewing here. You've done a good job despite your tendencies. This is in regard to item number 0168, which is the replacement housing program guidelines. On your desk, there is a sheet which has an amendment that has been approved by the Housing Rehabilitation Board tonight. And I so move, I move the amendment, the amended resolution. Can I?
Well, the committee's recommended to be re-referred. You would have to vote that down first.
Well, okay, let's vote it down. Well, and if I could say here for a moment, this is, the replacement housing program, pretty thick book. I guess everybody on F&P received this last Thursday night. It has been, more of the blanks have been filled in, and this is substantially what will gives the direction to the replacement housing program. There are a couple little tiny technical things to be, that the housing, or the, oh geez, it is late, isn't it? whatever committee we're on, Andrea, Jay. Yeah, that, but basically it is here in place. It's a good plan that directs us, and it's no departure from what's taken place over the years. There's no reason to delay this. And so I move that you turn down the committee's recommendation.
If I may.
Which was a
Can I
referral.
ask the city clerk to look that up?
No, you know, I'm
Somebody
looking on this.
pointed out, if I could for just a minute,
You
please.
may.
Somebody pointed out that the committee's recommendation was to refer to tonight
Tonight.
with no recommendation.
And so I move approval, as amended.
Well, can we check to make sure what we got written on that sheet? I got something different here.
Yes. And what Council President Cotter is holding up is what was approved tonight by the Housing Rehabilitation Committee unanimously.
Amended by the Housing Rehab Committee. And we have it in writing, which is nice. At least we know
What
what
do you
we're
have?
voting on.
What is that?
The motion was to refer to committee of the whole with no recommendation.
Yeah, so moving approval as amended by the Housing Rehab at their special meeting.
Is that okay with Mr. Sequist? Yes. And the second? Okay. The motion is to approve as amended by the Housing Rehab. Is there any discussion? Seeing none on the board, please. And that passes 16-0. Did you have a holdout? No, it was not. He was just making a Okay. On item 137, resolution authorizing the solicitation of proposals for the completion of a tax incremental finance summary report as well future development agreement analysis. And I have a motion and a second to approve from the first district.
Thank you,
Andrea
Mr.
Rich.
Chairman. Mr. Kirsch, so you're sending that out to get bids on who's going to be doing this? Give me some information, I guess.
Correct, that's what this request for proposals, this would go out to various firms that do this type of work. And those proposals would come back and the council would approve the contract.
Okay, you expect that to be done in how many days?
The RFP
Yeah.
submittal, usually we let 30 days lapse so that people can respond to so my guess it might be the June cycle at the earliest that we could bring a contract back.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we had time, for the new council. So, thank you.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Can I get a motion for that? I don't think Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none on the board, please. That passes 15-0 with one abstention from the first district. Is there any further holdouts? Seeing none, can I get a second on that? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. All in favor, say aye. Thanks for putting up with me.